The Gardner Expressway has been deemed a hazard to public safety, and Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel tie the knot.
Google stocks are under pressure after yesterday's dramatic drop. Humber News starts now.
Hello, it's Friday, October 19th. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Kaitie Fraser. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Catherine Ward. Ahead in our show, we have all your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Kaitie has our top story.
Lincoln Alexander, Canada's first Black Minister of Parliament, has died at the age of 90. Alexander was also the former Guelph Humber Chancellor. In the 70s, Alexander served as an MP for the Hamilton West riding and was the province's first Black Lieutenant Governor from 1985 to 1991. Ontario's current Lieutenant Governor, David Onley, and Premier Dalton McGuinty both paid tribute to Alexander today. They said he had broken through barriers of racism to scale political heights and made Ontario a better place to live.
The Ministry of Training Colleges and Universities has introduced a 3-year plan to help combat mental health issues on campuses across Ontario. Patricia Brotzel has more.
Ontario students could benefit from a $21 million government fund aimed at expanding campus support services. The Mental Health Innovation Fund was created to address gaps in counseling services on campus. Schools are asked to submit a proposal to request funding. Humber's proposal is to build on its existing mental health first aid program.
The concept of the mental health first aid program is really that people will learn a set of skills and some knowledge that would be comparable to a first aid course, so that anybody in the community who would take part in that program.
Humber's program was first implemented in May. Over 200 faculty, students, and staff have been trained so far.
Given to us was if we saw somebody on the street who collapsed, we would immediately rush over to them and try to provide comfort, first aid, call 911. With a mental health breakdown, with somebody walking around sort of in a trance-like state, we might just cross the street and walk the other way.
The college says the program has been a success. It has helped encourage awareness and reaction times in dealing with mental health crises.
People started coming back and saying, you know, I just did this training yesterday, and this student came and talked to me, and I sort of knew what to ask them, and I was able to help them, and at the end they said, you know, thank you.
Humber's proposal would expand its program to have staff members training colleges province-wide in mental health first aid. The list of approved proposals is expected to be released by October 31st. Patricia Brotzel, Humber News.
250,000 students had a minute of silence today to remember bullying victim Amanda Todd. The moment of silence is not just to remember Todd, but those who remain victims of bullying. People in Canada and 5 other countries lit candles today in Todd's memory.
A Toronto teenage boy is facing charges after allegedly trying to blackmail a teenage girl. In a case similar to what happened to BC teen Amanda Todd, police say the 2 teens had reportedly been in an online relationship. The girl sent explicit photos to the young man, but when he asked her to send him a video of herself, she declined. Police say the boy then broke into the girl's email account and forwarded the pictures she had sent to a number of her contacts. The male is facing charges that include extortion and possessing and distributing child pornography.
A newly revealed report on the Gardner Expressway says the elevated highway is much more dangerous than city engineers say. An independent engineering firm says there are significant risks of cracking concrete. LEMIEUX has details.
The Gardner Expressway has had some less than flattering press these days since the first incident of falling debris was reported in September 2011. The City of Toronto recently hired IBI Group, an outside engineering firm, to review the severity of the highway's crumbling underbelly. The firm has now deemed the Gardner a significant hazard to public safety, which doesn't come as a surprise to local resident THERESA LEMIEUX.
But do we have to wait for somebody to be killed before they'll fix it? Let's do it now.
Residents of Hyde Park know all too well the dangers of a crumbling Gardner Expressway.
Now that I've heard that this is happening on Parkside Drive, just in my neighborhood, it makes me a little bit nervous, especially because I have a baby now.
The city is continuing to extend repairs on Saturday from 5 a.m. until 1 p.m., in which it'll be closed for maintenance. LEMIEUX, Humber News.
Over 200 chefs will take part in a day of action to protest the destruction of some areas of Toronto farmland this weekend. On Sunday, October 21st, Toronto's Woodbine Park will host Soup Stock. The events will see chefs including Jamie Kennedy and Susur Lee preparing soups featuring ingredients grown in Ontario. The festival is being staged in opposition to a proposed limestone quarry that could destroy over 2,000 acres of farmland. Soup Stock will go on rain or shine, and guests are asked to bring their own bowls, spoons, and napkins.
When we come back, we'll have more news from across the country and around the world. William Key will have the sports news, and we'll have your weather forecast with Mamta Lula.
Wondering what to do this weekend? You might want to consider staying inside. I will have your 5-day weather forecast after the break.